Time for the big heat. Well, we finally busted that bolt loose, axle bolt or nut that we're trying to get off. And I went down to Home Depot. I was going to get a impact wrench, and that was battery operated. By the time you buy the battery and everything, you're talking $400 or so. So here's what we ended up doing to break that loose. We got ourselves this crowbar. It's rigid. I was using the one I had here, but it had flex in it. So got a new crowbar. Put the lug bolts back on there so we don't damage the threads. This socket we got earlier at O'Reilly's. But then I also bought this galvanized pipe to get more leverage. Just put it right on that impact wrench. And with that leverage and that crowbar, we are loose. All right, we're back on the Comanche, and late last night we finally got this wheel to break free. How we did it was we put the old brake rotor on backwards, bolted it down, and just pounded on this. You know, I don't know, it seemed like quite a long time, about an hour pounding on it. And putting some lubricant back in there, and finally broke loose, so we can get to these U-joints and get these replaced. So that's the next step. We got a new press from Harbor Freight that we'll use to punch these out. So let's pull this out and get to her. All right, we got this cleaned up pretty good. I was curious about the bearings, trying to figure that out. I didn't see these bearings, wheel bearings that we got for this, and I'm thinking they're the wrong bearings. I think on this truck, this whole thing is the wheel bearing, because I didn't see how to pull these out or any other bearings on the wheel. So my thinking is that these bearings are for another type of wheel. So this seems pretty good, this bearing, so we're just going to leave it. We're going to get this U-joint replaced, which is really bad. So we're going to throw some paint on this, a little rust prevention paint. And slap this thing together. Let's do it. So this is what we got at O'Reilly's. It's a paint over rusted and bare metal. Seals corrosion. It's a black color. So we're just going to put a little bit of that on this metal here to keep down the rust corrosion. It looks pretty nice. Painted the caliper too. So let's move on to this U-joint. See if we can get it pulled. We purchased a heavy-duty U-bolt puller from Harbor Freight. Icon. So we'll see how that works for us on this U-joint. Hopefully that's the right tool. Alright, we're going to make a run to Harbor Freight. Could tell right off that heavy-duty U-joint puller was designed for big trucks and not our little truck. And we got some other things to take back. So we'll return this and try to find a U-joint puller more designed for our application, smaller truck. We don't need this bearing puller, and turns out we don't need these torque TORK sockets. Turned out just a regular open and wrench worked on those bolts. So anyway, let's make a run to Harbor Freight and return these and get what we need. Alright, we got a heavy duty vise to work on those U-joints and a couple fog lights, road shock, LED, and they gave me a free gift. Can't beat free. leaving O'Reilly's, just learned this, that you can rent tools at O'Reilly's. So I rented a U-joint press and a front wheel drive hub puller. So you essentially just buy it and then you can bring it back. They totally refund you, and no cost for the rental. Basically they just loan it out to you. So good deal at O'Reilly's, and save us from pounding with the hammer. Should make life a lot easier. Well, we got her in. Took a little longer than we would have liked, but nice and solid now. Got the clips in and should be good to go. Even with the right tools, it was a little bit of a bear to get in, but we got her done, so keep moving. All right, we're back on the Comanche, and Sunday morning. We got all day. Shouldn't have too many interruptions. Well, at least till about 4:30, 4 o'clock. I got to break off to go to church, but we're gonna try to get a lot done and maybe get this thing down on all fours. But we got the U-joint put in yesterday into the axle, so we gotta just put this brake and everything back together on the passenger side, and hopefully on the driver's side it'll go a lot smoother since we've done it once. We know what we're doing, and should go a lot smoother and faster. So let's get to it. Let's put this passenger side together, and then we'll move to the other side. Let's get to work. Alright, this seal was on the axle shaft. It was all bent up, and I went down to O'Reilly's and they said the best thing to do is just put this on a flat surface and flatten that out and file it best you can, because it'd be very difficult to find this part for that shaft. So we're just gonna straighten this up the best we can and smooth it off and put it back on. Same goes with this piece here. It's bent a little bit right there, so we're gonna flatten that out best we can. We got these nice and flat now, as good as we can get it, and got it filed down so it's nice and smooth on the edges. So let's get these back on the shaft and put that shaft in. Working on the second wheel, and this wheel puller got at O'Reilly's. All you have to do is purchase it, and then you can return it and you get a full refund. So it's basically a rental without having to pay any money. They just basically loan it out to you. So this is already breaking loose, so game changer. Just this wheel puller, must have. That first one was a bear to get off. And the other thing we rented there was this piston in the caliper has to be compressed, so they have a compression for that caliper piston to compress. Also at O'Reilly's that you can rent, same deal. So Good job, O'Reilly's helping us out here. So let's get this pulled and keep on moving.